Music and dance are two different but inseparable arts people employ to tell a story. This is not just a musical and dance movie, every step and sound tells its own story. In the opening scene of high-strung free dance movie, Charlie, a young pianist, enters a room that has a grand piano after making a delivery to a luxurious grand house. What prompts him into the room is his love for the piano, and he cannot resist the temptation until he hits a note. Hitting the note leads him to sit down and play a full song. While he is doing this, Barlow, a young dancer, is also auditioning to be among the dancers to be selected for a show. Unfortunately for her, she didn't get selected, and she feels sad while leaving, because she put her all into it and is a great dancer. Charlie, on the other hand, stops playing the piano when he receives a text on his phone. This is when the owner, Madame Lauder, calls out from another room, asking if he is done. Charlie realizes she has been listening. Then he apologizes for playing the piano without permission. All the while, Madame Lauder remains in her room, and Charlie doesn't even get a glimpse of her. After having a conversation with Madame Lauder, he discovers she likes music, and that explains the grand piano in her house. She requests he comes back some other time to play her Schubert. Charlie then introduces himself when he is about to leave. But when he tries to move to the door of the room Madame Lauder is speaking from, he gets terrified and calls her assistant. Her assistant enters, questions Charlie, pays him, and leads him out of the house. Quite strange. Barlow steps out of the audition location, buys a big pretzel, and heads to work. Charlie, on the other hand, while going back to the delivery station on his bicycle, sees a piano bar and asks if he could play for them, but he learns that they have Joe, who has not taken a vacation for 30 years. Charlie gets to the delivery station and meets his friends. He raises his concerns about not being able to lay his eyes on Madame Lauder, but discovers that it's not just him. No one else has seen her either. This raises a concern about what could be wrong with her. Maybe she is sick or disabled, but no one could tell. When Charlie's friends invite him to join them to shoot some hoops after work, he lets them know that he has plans to practice. They can't seem to fathom how he could prioritize playing piano over having fun. Well, they wouldn't understand that playing piano to him is living. That is what passion does to someone. Barlow gets to work and hands over the big pretzel she bought earlier to her sitting partner, which makes him believe she has a request. After asking, his assumptions are true, as she is requesting for someone to cover for her again tomorrow, because she is going for another audition. While this conversation is going on, the supervisor passes by and complains about her work. Lewis, her sitting partner, agrees to cover for her the next day and hopes she is successful at the audition she is going to, because she sucks at telemarketing. When Charlie gets home, all he can think of is his passion. He calls some of the bars he has requested to play at to know if there is an opening for him, but the calls do not go as he wants. He feels disappointed, but still practices with his piano. He believes that someday an opportunity will come for him. The next day shows both Charlie and Barlow heading in different directions. Barlow is heading toward the free dance audition, with the determination to give it her all. On getting there, she strikes up a conversation with two of the contestants, Paloma and Keek. Barlow is given the number 100, and Keek tells her it is a good number that has great potential. Barlow is pleased with what she hears, and hopes she gets something positive this time. The audition begins with the break dancers, as they perform in front of the dance director and choreographer, Xander. They are expected to follow the same routine, so that they can discover who is the best performer among them. While they are dancing, Xander keeps jotting down notes that will help him make his decisions on who to select. While doing this, Ravi, the event sponsor, also arrives at the audition. Xander discovers that Ravi is yet to sign a star for the show, but he plans to sign Kayla Jordan, the singer. In the room for the dancers, Barlow meets another, who lets her know that they are starting with contemporary first, and she should lose the shoes. The dance secretary calls for the ladies to head to the stage, and they do, but Barlow gets there late because she was dealing with her shoes. Xander instructs them to grab a partner, while Sammy, one of the dance instructors, makes an example with one of the dancers on how they are expected to dance with their partner. Barlow joins the first group to dance, and as someone passionate about her craft, she performs excellently. She gets selected for the round. Things are starting to look good. Sammy then instructs the guys to take a break, while he instructs the ladies to dance on their heels for another cut. Barlow's luck seems to be good, as she also performs excellently, until she makes a mistake in one of the turns while dancing. Unfortunately for her, Xander sees the mistake, and for that, she does not make it to the next round. Barlow is very disappointed that she is back to square one. 100 seems not to be her lucky number after all. Then the other contestants, who have seen how well she dances, make a suggestion. They believe Xander may not recognize her, and this makes Barlow change her dress and join the next set of dances again. Unfortunately, they thought wrong, because while the dance is going on, Xander stops them, as he notices that someone he has disqualified is still in the dance, which is Barlow. He approaches the stage to challenge Barlow on why she did not leave after being disqualified. Barlow confesses that she did not think Xander saw her, and she lets him know that she knows how to make the turn confidently. Xander then allows her to stay. The music starts again, and this time Barlow performs excellently. Luckily, she makes it, and she joins the new cast for free dance. She is so excited, as she is finally fulfilling one of her dreams. Everyone that got selected is to resume rehearsal on Monday, and they should not change their hair color or add any tattoos to their body, as they are selected for their skills in dancing, as well as their physical appearance. Meanwhile, Charlie, on the other hand, rushes to his delivery station to drop off the delivery box, because he has finally gotten a chance to play piano by subbing for one of the dueling piano players. Although there is no pay, it is a good deal, because people will hear him play and get to know his talent. Back at the audition site, Barlow is walking back home when Xander's car passes beside her. He decides to give her a lift and calls her by her audition number, 100. He compliments her dancing and unique skills. Barlow gets comfortable with him, such that she makes jokes about dyeing her hair or getting a face tattoo. While on the way, Xander instructs the driver to make a right turn to Barlow's destination, which coincides with when Charlie is about to cross with his bike, and the side of the car hits Charlie. Barlow rushes down to help him, but Charlie is more stunned by the beautiful girl he is seeing than by the accident he just had. He lets them know he is okay, and that he has to go to a gig, which makes Barlow suggest that Xander give him a ride. While Charlie is entering the car, he tells Xander that he tried to audition as a keyboard player, but did not get the chance to perform, and Xander apologizes, because he already has a keyboard player. At the bar, the manager complains that Charlie is late. Xander notices the joint is cool, and suggests Barlow let them stay there for a while. Charlie is given a music script to play as he heads to the piano. The music starts, and the main pianist tells Charlie to wait for his cue. Their music makes the joint light up with excitement, but because of anxiety, the script given to Charlie falls on the floor while the music is going on, and unfortunately, he is not able to pick it up. All this while, Xander receives a call, and is not able to concentrate on the music. The musician then jokes with Charlie about losing his note, telling him he lost his music. This makes Charlie angry, and he leaves the script he is trying to pick up, to play an original melody flowing from his heart. This uniqueness gets the people in the bar filled with excitement. The music results in different types of dance styles, and there is joy in the room. Xander comes back after his call, and drops money for Charlie to fix his bike as he heads out with Barlow. When Barlow gets home and notices the house is a bit empty, she wonders where her roommate Rachel has gone. This is when the landlord shows her that they have been served an eviction notice, because they are owing 3 months' rent. So the current situation is that she has to move out in the next few days. This comes as a surprise to Barlow, because she has been giving Rachel her cut of the house rent. Now it has dawned on her that Rachel has not been paying the money. She wants to retain the rent, because she has been hired for a show, but the landlord has already rented out the apartment. Despite having a beautiful day, this makes Barlow sad. Charlie, on the other hand, is commended for a fabulous performance. The musician, Billy, asks the manager if he can bring Charlie some other time, but the regular player has called, and it will not be possible. The money Xander left in the cup for Charlie is split 6 ways with the others. But Charlie is not worried about the money, even though it's for his bike. Instead, he asks Billy to keep him in mind. In the next scene at the dancing rehearsals, Xander complains that the drummer is rushing, but he does not listen. Seeing this, Xander stops the drummer out of anger, because he is not allowing a free flow of dance, as he is rushing his dancers with his beat. The drummer walks out of the stage angrily, which makes Xander flip the chair angrily as well. Another scene shows Charlie in Madame Lauder's house. He announces he has dropped the food ordered on the table, and he is about to go out when Madame Lauder asks him about their last conversation. She believes they have an appointment, but Charlie has not been able to work on the Schubert song. Madame Lauder is disappointed. She tells him that such an attitude will not help him, and he could have offered to play something else, instead of choosing not to make an effort. Charlie did not want to play anything before, but based on Madame Lauder's insistence, he agrees to play something. Meanwhile, Xander requests another drummer from Ravi, because he cannot work with the last one due to his toxic attitude, which might infect the whole show. We then see Charlie playing one of the songs in Madame Lauder's library with rage. She can feel his emotions and stops him, because playing with rage is a destructive emotion. Instead, he is to play with passion. He wants Madame Lauder to come and show him how to play, but she cannot, because she says her hands have grown old. She lets him know that he is talented, and he is wasting his life making deliveries. So, he is advised to do something about it. Back at the show rehearsals, the ladies are scared that with the way things are going, the show may be over even before starting. Barlow informs them that she needs a room, since she has been kicked out. Like things could get any worse, Xander gets to know that the pianist is not coming back, because he is friends with the drummer, so they are on the lookout for another person. In the next scene, Barlow's mom visits her. She is not expecting her mom, but she would have known if she was not too busy with rehearsal to pick up her mom's call. However, she is avoiding her mom because of the last conversation they had. Barlow's mom prefers that she become a dance teacher like her, because she believes it has longevity for a profession. Being a backup dancer is not something her mom likes, but she doesn't want her mom's career path. On getting to know that her former roommate scammed her, her mom asks her to come home if she does not find a place soon. Meanwhile, Xander is actively looking for a pianist, and he is picky with who he wants. Soon, Charlie enters the building with a delivery for Xander. Xander did not order anything, but Charlie only brought it to be able to perform so that Xander can see his talent. He is hoping to audition for his show, but when Xander is trying to shoot him down for not being in a lister, Charlie proposes that he plays for him, and if he doesn't like it, he will leave. Xander believes he already heard Charlie play, but Charlie reminds him that he was on the call, so he missed out on his performance. Barlow supports Charlie as being amazing, and he finally gets a chance. Charlie gets to work and plays based on Xander's instructions. At first, Xander feels he is just good, but while Charlie continues playing, he catches his attention and heart. Finally, Charlie gets his dream job. The next scene shows Charlie stepping out with the dancers from the rehearsals, and he lets Barlow know that he got the gig. Out of excitement, Barlow hugs Charlie, and he thanks her for vouching for him. Instead of going back home as her mom suggested, Barlow decides to check out a room with some of the girls, Paloma and Keek. When Barlow, Paloma, and Keek get to their house, they meet Ava, a Juilliard student practicing her music. Charlie, on the other hand, goes to Madame Lauder's house to tell her about his new gig. He appreciates her for encouraging him. Finally, Barlow eventually gets a room with Paloma, Keek, and Ava. They welcome Barlow into the house with music and dance. The next day, Charlie goes to the show rehearsal. Then Ravi enters and complains to Xander that his wife is organizing a surprise birthday party for him, and he is not feeling enthusiastic, because it has turned into a full-blown production that is costing him a fortune. When Barlow enters, Xander asks her to stand in for Kayla Jordan, as she just signed a deal. Barlow will be the lead dancer. Xander gets to rehearse the dance routine with Barlow first, and they have a fluid, emotional dance, while Charlie plays the piano for them. The others are so excited that she gets the rare opportunity to stand in for the star of the show. In the next scene, Charlie makes a delivery to Madame Lauder's house. This will be his last delivery, as he will be fully engaged with rehearsals. Madame Lauder's is happy for him, even though she knows it will be a life of triumph, agony, joy, and heartbreak. She enjoys her conversation with Charlie and wants him to come back and play some other time. Charlie, who also cherishes their discussions, prefers if they were face-to-face, because not for once has he seen her face. After much convincing, she eventually steps out of her room. No, she is not disabled or disfigured. Charlie is excited that he finally gets to see the woman who has been encouraging him for a while, and excitedly, Madame Lauder shows Charlie some of her collections. Next, Charlie makes some adjustments to his piano, based on the book he received from Madame Lauder. Through her wealth of experience in the field, she has been of immense help to him. At the next rehearsal, Charlie discovers that he is attracted to Barlow. He plays the piano for her, and when the music ends, their eyes meet. One can see there are more emotions in them than they are showing one another. Ravi invites Xander for lunch, where he reveals that the deal they wanted with Kayla fell through, and they have to use another star for the show. This is sad, but Xander did not agree to use another star. He wants Barlow as the lead dancer. This leads to an argument between them, because Ravi wants to use a face that will sell tickets, but Xander's point of view is based on performance, and would rather have someone that can dance than someone that will be popular and then reduce the quality of his dance routine. After arguing for a long time, they both finally agree to go with Barlow. Xander breaks the news to Barlow at the rehearsal, that she will be taking the lead dance role permanently. Such great momentum in her career. Barlow does not get it at first, but he explains it further to her, and she is excited about the news. Although, he confirms that she can handle the show. Not being able to hide her emotions, she hugs Xander. This creates emotional tension between the two of them, and they kiss, with Xander initiating it. Meanwhile, Charlie walks in on them in the changing room where they are kissing, to give Barlow the coffee he got for her. The scene shocks him, and he cannot utter a word as Xander steps out of the room. Back in the rehearsal room, Xander announces the new development about Barlow taking the lead dance role, and the whole group of dancers can't hide their excitement while celebrating Barlow, except for only Charlie, who is having mixed feelings after seeing them in a compromising situation. He is happy for Barlow, but sad because he likes her, and it seems he has lost her to his boss. Barlow also sends a good news message to her mom, to tell her that she will be taking the lead role, and her mom is glad, especially since she will no longer be a backup dancer, which had been her fear. The rehearsal then continues in full swing, as Barlow takes on her new role. Barlow and Xander also start going out on dates, and everything is going perfectly for everyone, except Charlie, who is not happy with the situation. When his friends say that he has a girl, he explains that he is not sure anything is possible, because the lady he likes is already with someone. The relationship between Xander and Barlow seems to be waxing stronger, as he invites her to Ravi's private birthday party. Wanting her to dress elegantly, her ever-supportive roommates, Paloma, Keek, and Ava, prep her with different clothes. When Barlow gets to the birthday party looking nice, Ravi is surprised that she is invited. Unknown to Barlow, the major reason why Xander invited her to the party is to find a subtle way to tell her she will not be taking the lead role in the show, as Kayla is back. While informing her, he lies by telling Barlow he is just finding out that Kayla has taken the deal for the free dance. Her expectations come crashing down. At the party, she also gets to know that Kayla is the singer and dancer. While performing, Kayla dances with Ravi and also Xander. Barlow starts feeling unwanted when she sees Kayla dancing with Xander, and he is thoroughly enjoying every minute of it. The next day at rehearsal, Barlow's friends are sad with the news that their friend is no longer leading. But what's more devastating is that Barlow gets to know from Sammy that the casting happened the previous week. This makes Barlow furious, because Xander lied to her the previous night. Xander then invites Kayla to the group, as the lead dancer. He instructs Barlow to show Kayla the dance. While Barlow is showing Kayla the dance, Xander starts complaining about some of Barlow's steps. He continues to complain about things he has never complained about before, and it is so obvious that everyone in the room can see. However, he is doing this to make the star, Kayla, feel she will be the best person for the role, and to portray Barlow as imperfect. It eventually gets so much that Barlow cannot take it any longer. She flares up and leaves the stage in anger. Barlow then heads to her mom with all the emotions she is feeling, and cries on her mom's shoulder. In the rehearsal center, Xander keeps trying to play his game well, so he calls Barlow to rectify what happened earlier by inviting her for lunch the next day. But Barlow is not the only one hurt by all this, because Charlie also releases his bitter emotions on Xander. He is angry at the way Xander humiliated Barlow in the presence of everyone. Angrily, Xander threatens to fire Charlie, but they both know he cannot, because he needs him. Charlie, though, does not want to push his luck and lets go of the situation. Barlow's mom comforts her, reminding her that choreography is challenging, and that she is an excellent dancer. Barlow apologizes for how her last conversation with her mom went, and expresses how much she loves her mom's work. Her mom advises her to dance in any role she is given, better than anyone else. The next scene shows Charlie taking Barlow to a music store to make her feel better, and also have a great time with him. They have fun with some of the musical instruments, such that even the music store assistant also joins them in playing. Afterward, they go for some sightseeing before heading to the rehearsal, after receiving a text from Sammy. Getting to the rehearsal center, Charlie tries his luck by attempting to ask Barlow out, after knowing nothing has been going on lately between her and Xander. But Xander interrupts him, and he leaves begrudgingly. Xander explains that he needs Barlow in the show, and that his actions are only because he is carried away by success. He pleads with her to help Kayla make the show a success. The show's production processes have now started in full, with everyone putting in their best. While rehearsing, Xander feels there is a need to change the music at some point, and Charlie suggests prepared piano, which Madame Lauder told him about, and Xander loves it. Barlow keeps showing Kayla her steps, and Kayla is in all the show's advertisement. Still preparing, the dancers take pictures for the publicity of the show. But while the shot is going on, Charlie walks up to Barlow to have a chat with her. When he has an opportunity to compliment her, all he can say is, "Nice teeth," which he feels frustrated about. He had his chance, and that was all he could come up with. After a while, Kayla and Charlie get to take some pictures together, and the postures are intimate. Seeing this, Xander brings up the conversation of Charlie enjoying Kayla's presence, but that he cannot handle her. This is just to make sure Barlow feels Charlie is inferior. Later, as they are preparing for the show, Barlow receives a call from her mom giving her an excuse for not being present. This makes her momentarily sad, but she pushes the feeling aside to focus on the task at hand. Their friend Ava agrees to step in for everyone, as she will be there to support them. Charlie, on the other end, tapes the music from Free Dance to give Madame Lauder, so that she can experience the feeling of being in the show with him. Finally, Charlie is on the stage, excited. When Barlow asks him how he is feeling, words are not enough to express it, and he is sure everyone there wants to see magic. He has always been hoping to be the one playing, and today it is a reality. The performers are anxious for a few minutes before the show, as some need to warm up, while others need to go for interviews. Kayla is invited for an interview, and Barlow gets a gift for her friends for the opening night. The musicians are also getting ready to make sure they can perform magic. Xander drags Kayla away from the interview and tells her to get prepared. Unfortunately, while Kayla is warming up, she gets injured, and after checking with the medical staff on set, it is advised that she does not perform on stage. This makes Xander tell Sammy to prepare Barlow for her role, since she knows it, while someone else takes Barlow's role. Barlow is rushed to change her dress, and when she comes back, she meets an impossible situation. Disregarding the medical advice, Kayla insists it is her show, and she will be able to dance regardless. But Xander insists that she steps down, for Barlow to take the lead role. In the audience, Ravi sees Barlow's mom and exchanges pleasantries, since she is a popular dance teacher. Out of ignorance, he asks if there is any dancer of hers on the show, only to discover Barlow is her daughter. Now, the situation that stands is that since Barlow is dressed as the lead dancer, if she does not eventually perform as the lead dancer, she will not be able to dance at all. Not even as a backup dancer. Finally, the stage is set, the audience is set, and the curtain opens, with Charlie staring at the music. The music starts slowly, as each dancer starts making their way to the stage. The tempo of the music increases, and as Barlow is about to enter, Kayla pushes her and enters in her stead. But the show must go on. Unfortunately, Barlow cannot dance, as she is already dressed as the lead dancer. While the prepared piano music dance is going on, Kayla's injury happens again, and she cannot continue the dance. She is taken away from the stage while the dance is still going on, and while Kayla is apologizing, Xander lets Barlow take her place on the stage to complete the dance. Barlow blends right in immediately, as she already knows the routine. The dance goes perfectly, as they have planned. After some time, only Barlow is left on the stage. While she dances her penultimate dance, Charlie brings her to him. He finally kisses her, to show his affection. Even Xander cannot deny that their scene is perfect for the show. The crowd applauds the brilliant presentation, and the curtain closes. It was a show well done.